My name is Lila Carter, and if you're hearing this, it's because I survived, or they think I survived. It all started at Mardi Gras in New Orleans. I was a freelance journalist chasing stories about the city's unique culture, the voodoo, the ghosts, the secrets buried under above-ground tombs. But I never imagined I'd become the story. That Airbnb in the French Quarter seemed perfect. The room had exposed brick walls, melted candles, and iron candelabras, and a sweet smell of incense I later learned was rue and herb used to ward off spirits. Madame Delphine, the host, was enigmatic. Her amber eyes seemed to see right through me, and when she handed me the golden mask, her words slithered like a knife.
Be careful, dear. Some traditions here are more alive than you think.
The mask was a masterpiece. Gold filigree coiled like snakes, with glass eyes that glowed as if they had a life of their own. That night, at the Krewe du Mystère parade, I wore it. The streets throbbed with music, crowds dressed as skeletons and mythical beasts, the air thick with jambalaya and spilled beer. I danced, laughed, until I felt a squeeze like invisible hands molding my face. I tried ripping the mask off, but it wouldn't budge. Not with nails, not with hot water. People around me laughed, thinking I was a performance artist.
That mask is stuck to her like gum.
Someone shouted. If only they knew. Back at the Airbnb, the real horror began. In the bathroom mirror, under sickly yellow light, I swore the mask's eyes blinked. A hissing voice whispered in archaic French, and my mind flooded with visions. A woman in 1800s attire screaming as her skin dripped like wax. A young girl in the 1960s writing "She comes in blood" on the wall. And Madame Delphine, decades younger, smiling as she placed the mask on an unconscious guest. They all had one thing in common. They were women who wanted to be seen. Like me. By day 2, my face began to change. Tiny cracks spread around the mask, as if it were splitting my skin. When I touched them, sharp pain shot through my skull, and dark blood oozed down my neck. I confronted Madame Delphine, desperate. She stood in the kitchen, stirring a pot of black liquid that reeked of sulfur.
You thought it was just a legend, didn't you?
She said, not looking up.
Marie Lavelle wasn't just a sorceress. She was a collector of faces, souls, stories, and you fit perfectly.
She explained the mask needed a new host every generation.
Either pass the curse along, or let it devour you from the inside out, starting with your face.
She even gave me a tip.
Find someone who wants to escape themselves. Someone like those influencers hungry for likes.
That night, I went to a bar on Bourbon Street. I found a guy in his 20s ranting about going viral.
I'd sell my soul for 1 million followers.
He joked, unknowingly signing a contract. I approached, the mask burning against my skin, but then I saw my reflection in the bar mirror. Half my face was rotted necrotic flesh, a milky white eye. I screamed, and everyone laughed, thinking it was part of the act. I decided to end it. I took an Uber to the Mississippi River, determined to drown the mask. But as I stepped out, I heard footsteps behind me. They were there, tall figures in 19th century garb, faceless, just black voids where eyes should be. They dragged me to St. Louis Cemetery, where Madame Delphine waited, now with smooth skin and jet black hair.
Thank you, dear,
she whispered as the creatures pinned me to a stone altar covered in black candles.
Your ambition gave me new life. And your face, well, it'll be useful.
The last thing I remember is the scrape of a blade on stone, then darkness. When I woke up, I was back at the Airbnb. I ran to the mirror expecting a corpse, but my face was normal almost. Something was wrong. My eyes, they weren't green anymore. They were amber, and when I smiled, it wasn't my smile. It was hers. Now, as I record this, I hear footsteps in the hallway. Madame Delphine, or what's left of her, is coming. But don't worry. She doesn't want me anymore. She wants you. The mask? Oh, the mask is out there, waiting. And it always finds someone who wants to be perfect.